Hey, what is up guys? Nick here, and I'm bringing you a review for Arrow Season 3, Episode 6, titled Guilty. Now, going in from last week, we had that awesome cliffhanger of Roy essentially dreaming or remembering him killing Sarah. Now, many of us have speculated that this was just part of the Miracle, like a side effect or something that had been occurred as a result of his exposure to the Miracle. So that's the primary focus of this episode. It's titled Guilty for a reason. Um, Now, the main villain is sort of a person from Wildcat's past. As we know, we learn more about him in this episode. And Ted Grant was actually the first vigilante in Starling City. He appeared 6 years before the Arrow even put on the hood. So that puts the timetable at a year before Oliver returned to Starling City, which is pretty cool. I liked a lot that they actually recognized Ted Grant as a vigilante, and he went by the name Wildcat, as far as I remember. And yeah, so essentially, Wildcat, he had an apprentice of sorts, similar to Arsenal and Roy Harper, that sort of relationship with Oliver, except that Ted's sort of apprentice ended up killing somebody, and then he was put to blame for it. And well, actually, no, the blame fell into Ted Grant, which is why he sort of hung up his mantle and put his brass knuckles away and kind of retired being a vigilante. And his partner got kind of screwed over for it, and essentially what happened was that he gave up. He lost faith in his partner, and he saw that he stepped over the line, and he gave up on himself too. And that's a lot of the theme of this episode, I think, was not giving up and not losing faith in your partner. And a lot of emphasis was on Roy Harper, which is pretty cool. It seems like this season, every episode thus far has been very character driven. Each episode deals primarily with one character, or either one character or like a couple characters, and how both of their stories sort of parallel each other. And there's usually a theme every week. There's a theme of trying to get over guilt or blame, or learning from each other and not giving up, and that sort of thing. So it was really cool that they're doing that for this season. And I think Roy and Oliver had a good like bromance like sort of scene towards the end of this episode. And another thing is that the Hong Kong flashback actually played into it, and because Oliver had to remember something, and the girl that's playing Katana helped him meditate to tap into his memories, which is what happened with Roy at the end of the episode. Oliver helped him tap into his memories through meditation, and they deducted that Roy did not kill Sarah, and that it was just it was just him, sort of his repressed memory of him killing the cop that we saw towards the end of season 2, when Oliver and Sarah were up in a watchtower and they saw Roy stab a cop on the street with an arrow. And after the death of Sarah, Roy believed that he actually killed her. And yeah, so it was essentially Roy putting like two and two together and like making this up because he didn't know that he killed the cop. That was while he was under the effects of the Miracle, which is what he kind of blames himself for after he's like, I murdered this innocent cop and I didn't even know it. So yeah, that was that thing. And my only con for this episode is that um, I felt that Diggle didn't really have a lot to do. I like Diggle a lot, and they've kind of been shortchanging him the past 2 or 3 episodes. So yeah, it feels like every member of Team Arrow has gotten their episode. Like Felicity had hers last week, and Roy sort of had his this week. So when's Diggle gonna get some love? But yeah, other than that, a cool Easter egg that was like amazing in this episode was the boxing glove arrow. That scene was so awesome, where they did it in a way that wasn't like cheesy, and it felt like organic and natural. It wasn't like forced or anything. Like basically when Oliver attacks Wildcat in his gym because he doesn't trust him, he sees a boxing glove on the ground. He does a front flip and or a somersault into it and gets the boxing glove attached to his arrow and shoots it at him. So it's pretty awesome that they did that. It felt really organic and natural. Um, so yeah, I'm looking forward to next week because at the very end of the episode we got a little teaser of Cupid, which will be in the next week's episode. And a lot of people are speculating that Cupid is actually the one that killed Sarah, but who knows? The way that they've set this whole murder mystery up is so like convoluted, and people have no idea who it is. So I'm sure that we won't find out until very later into the season. I mean, we're only on episode 7 now. We probably won't find out until maybe 18 or so, somewhere around there. But yeah, overall, I'd give this episode an 8 out of 10. I thought there were really great character moments and cool stuff with Wildcat and the arrow. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought of this episode down below. Did you like the boxing glove arrow? Did you like Wildcat's backstory? And did you like the little nod that they gave to Roy where Oliver says, maybe you should be called Arsenal? I thought that was another cool thing that they implemented into this episode. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought down below, and I guess I'll see you guys next week with another review for Arrow.